The information provided is for educational purposes and is not intended as medical advice or a substitute for medical advice of a physician or other qualified healthcare professional. And you should always use this information. You should not use this information for diagnosing a health or fitness problem or disease. And you should always consult with a doctor or other healthcare professional for medical advice or information about diagnosis and treatment. And this information has not been reviewed by the FDA or any other medical body. So today we're going to talk about the detoxification, about some key ingredients in the root products. So the first one we have is Clean Slate. And as we know, Clean Slate is our flagship product. It uses silica, which is nature's best detoxifying mineral, in the proprietary blend of vitamin C and over 75 trace minerals to help us wipe out cells and clean the toxins and heavy metals. And as many of you know, you've been on many of our calls. Well, we are basically preloaded with a chemical soup of toxins before we're born. And we used to think that the placenta protected the fetus from exposure to potentially harmful chemicals. However, we know that this is now not true. And there are more than 84,000 chemicals that are used in North America, and examinations from the European Union REACH registry estimates this number of chemicals is globally maybe closer to 143,000. So research from the Environmental Working Group conducted a body burden study, and they analyzed that umbilical cord. In the umbilical cords, they actually found 287 industrial chemicals in the blood, with an average of 200 per baby. And then they did another study, a second follow-up study, in 5 laboratories across the U.S., Canada, and Europe, and they actually identified that there were 232 industrial compounds and pollutants in the umbilical cord blood. So chemicals detected were parafluorochemicals, the PBDEs, PCBs, and even worse, new studies detected that a whole new range of chemicals showing up in the baby's cord blood for the first time. So these are just some of the offenders that they have, and most of them are the flame retardants. And of course, it's used in plastic paints, synthetic textiles, electrical devices, and so forth. So the developing fetus is especially at risk for these effects as it grows rapidly and lacks the systems to process waste and to flush out toxins as they absorb higher levels of toxic chemicals. And of course, the blood-brain barrier is not fully developed until after birth. So this is why the Clean Slate, one of the reasons that Clean Slate is really important. And as we've talked before, a lot of these toxins are transgenerational, meaning that it's coming from your mother, your grandmother, and so forth and so on. It's just being passed down the line. So silica, or silicon dioxide, has been proven to help in the elimination of various contaminants from the body by removing toxins, chemicals, and pesticides and heavy metals. And what it does is it can help to promote hair, skin, and nail health, which many of us have seen, and improve joint and bone health, and enhance heart health, and reduce digestive disorders, and help to boost the immune system and hasten the healing process. In fact, anytime we cut ourselves or do anything like that or hurt ourselves, we're always putting the clean slate on us too, and it really does help heal much faster. So here's a study showing the validity of the silica. And in this study here, they're talking about this thiol modified nanoporous silica material that they gave in the study here. And this is actually an organic organosulfur compound. And the thing here is that the results of this study is that they effectively removed inorganic mercury from biologically digested fish tissue with no effect on the nutritional minerals found in fish. So it could hold inorganic mercury or methyl mercury inside these nanoporous sizes, but which in turn prevents bacteria from converting them into absorbable forms. And then also another point was that in rats fed a diet containing methyl mercury, cadmium, lead, and with this material that they gave them, this nanoporous material, and had blood inorganic levels significantly lower than rats fed a metal diet exclusively. But the bottom line, I think what's really important here is what they found was when the rats, when they were fed this thiol group, it did not remove essential elements such as calcium, magnesium, and iron from the bodily fluids, thus offering an improvement over the more traditional EDTA chelation methods, whose non-discriminatory metal binding properties have been known to cause death. So what this study is about is showing the safety of the silica material in this nanoporous form. So moving on to vitamin C. Vitamin C is one of the most important nutrients, and it was thought that the high levels of vitamin C may rid the body of toxins. And vitamin C is believed to have anti-aging properties. It helps to boost the immune system. It helps the body absorb materials, and also helps to protect from harmful chemicals, ward off infections, boost the body's natural stores of vitamin C, and also leave the body feeling refreshed and energized. So vitamin C actually is a very important type of antioxidant. So here, vitamin C in this study talks about the modulation of lead excretion in rats. So lead is one of the most heavy metals, and also takes a longer time to be excreted from the body than other heavy metals. And in this study, researchers measured the lead excretion via urine and feces to find out the effects of vitamin C in lead chelation. So out of 39 mice, 29 actually survived. 76.9% survived in the lead-only administered group. 90.9% survived in the lead administration and low dose of vitamin C, and 100% survived in the lead administration and high dose of the vitamin C group. So low vitamin C intake also inhibited higher urinary excretion than the lead-only group, and the urinary excretion level in the high dose vitamin C intake was significantly higher than the lead-only group. So basically, overall, it was found that the administrating the higher dose of vitamin C accelerated the excretion of lead in the body as compared to low dose. So basically, what they're saying here is that the higher levels of vitamin C were getting more lead out of the body. And also, they also found that fecal lead excretion seemed to be increased in high dose of vitamin C in the intake group compared to the lead administration, other lead administration groups. So we all know about trace minerals. Trace minerals are essential nutrients that the body cannot produce itself, and we only need a very small amount, and they're very crucial to our health. So some of the benefits of trace mineral include, like zinc, for example. Zinc helps to boost the immune system and the metabolic function. Zinc is very important right now, especially what's going on, because zinc actually will help protect your lungs. It will also help to, I think we did a talk on this not too long ago about zinc, and that zinc can actually inhibit the NF-κB response, which is your inflammatory response, which is how it protects the lungs. Then we have iron. Iron, of course, boosts the hemoglobin. It's immunity, and reduces fatigue and bruising. And then we have boron, which is essential for energy utilization. And then we have fluorine, which prevents the tooth decay and strengthening bones. Iodine, of course, boosts the metabolism and cognitive thinking. And then we have manganese, which is strengthening the bones and ligaments. And we have selenium, which prevents oxygen damage and also cell membranes, and silicone, which helps to the formation of collagen, which is also very important, like clean slate, because it's giving us massive amounts of silica in the body, which helps to form the basis of collagen. Those are just a few, because there's over 75 of them. And then here, this article here is about dietary strategies for the treatment of cadmium lead toxicity. And in many studies in both animals and humans have shown that a deficiency in essential metals such as zinc, calcium, and iron can lead to greater absorption of toxicity of cadmium and lead. So zinc intake has been reported to alleviate oxidative stress caused by cadmium and lead exposure. And selenium is actually a cofactor of an antioxidant enzyme, glutathione peroxidase, and it contributes to the antioxidant defense system, which enables it to alleviate cadmium and lead toxicity by reducing the oxidative stress and enhancing this antioxidant capacity. And of course, iron supplement can also prevent and limit cadmium absorption by reducing the expression of certain types of transporters. And then we come to Zero In. Zero In is a cognitive enhancing formula. Its ingredients include turmeric, pine bark extract, N-Acetyl tyrosine, velvet bean seed, L-Theanine, caffeine anhydrous, vitamin D3, which helps clear out the brain fog and leads you to a laser sharp mental support and focus, and of course, your increased attention span. So pine bark is commonly found in Europe. It's an omnipotent antioxidant. It helps to lower glucose levels. It prevents hearing loss and balance. It wards off infections. It's a skin protectant. It helps reduce inflammation. It decreases erectile dysfunction. It increases athletic performance. It alleviates pain. It boosts the vitamin C absorption. It's actually quite an amazing extract. There's many more benefits to pine bark. It also has a histamine blocking effect. So people with allergies, it's very good for the veins, the capillaries, and the vessels, and helps to make them more pliable. It's an excellent extract. So this is a study about the protective effects of pine bark extract on the developmental toxicity of cyclophosphamide in rats. And this is a study done, actually, this study was done on pycnogenol. And here they took a group of 44 mated females that were randomly assigned to 4 experimental groups. And what they found was that in these groups, the following the CP treatment, fetal and placental weights were decreased and embryonic reabsorption and the fetal malformations were increased. And then if you look at the next bullet, it says here that the hepatic tissues and the increase of the MDA concentrations were reduced glutathione content, and the catalase activities were observed. So basically, these results here show that there was a protective effect of the pine bark extract due to the inhibition and the lipid peroxidation and increased antioxidant activity. And then we have velvet bean seed. This is called Mucuna pruriens, yes, also known as the dopamine bean. It's a tropical legume that has been used for thousands of years as a remedy for main ailments, mainly due to the high content of L-Dopa. So it manages or reduces the risk of Parkinson's disease. It increases infertility and sexual function in males. It can help to improve the mood, acts as a natural antidepressant, reduces stress. It's a natural aphrodisiac, and treats or manages the nervous system disorders. Actually, I like to think of Zero In as my happy pill. Many of you have heard me refer to it as that. So here is a study on Mucuniparians extract on the liver profile. So in these results here, they have a significant increase in the super dismutase catalase activities. Oh, very similar to what we just saw in the pine bark. The main thing about this is that the results indicated that the seed extracts of the Mucuniparians increases the antioxidant capacity and reduces the liver enzymes and maintains the normal histo architecture of the liver. And then we have L-Theanine. L-Theanine is an amino acid found primarily in tea and black tea. It's said to have many potential detoxifying effects due to its very high antioxidant contents. So the benefits of this amino acid include reduction in anxiety and stress, increased focus, tumor and cancer treatments. It helps to manage blood pressure. It also protects the brain cells and promotes cognitive function. It aids in weight loss. It helps to boost the GABA and other calming brain chemicals. And in this study here, L-Theanine relieves acute alcoholic liver injury by regulating the TNA alpha, the NF-κB signaling pathways of these mice here. And in this study, investigators actually examined the activity here of L-Theanine on mice fed ethanol at one time. And the results showed that L-Theanine elevated the extensive liver injury caused by ethanol extract. And L-Theanine actually reduced the tissue damage and decreased the transaminase levels and increased antioxidant activity. Then we have D3, and as we know, vitamin D is very important to overall health. And we know we get it from the sun. It's in the foods you eat, some of the supplementation. It comes in two forms, mainly D2 and D3. And vitamin D also helps for calcium and phosphate for the body to absorb calcium and phosphate, which also in turn is beneficial for healthy bones, teeth, muscle, nerves, and basic body functions. There's actually 2,700 receptor sites that vitamin D can go into. So a lot of people don't know how important vitamin D is, especially now in the winter months. And again, vitamin D strengthens the bones and muscles. It also improves immunity. It improves your mood. It reduces inflammation. It improves heart function and increases energy levels. So in this study here, 1,25-dehydroxyvitamin D3 regulates genes responsible for detoxification in the intestines. And researchers evaluated the effects of D3 on gene expression in the intestines of vitamin D deficient rats. And here they used a single dose on the gene for this 125 D3 on the gene expression of the intestines of vitamin D deficient rats, and found that within 6 hours, it actually stimulated the expression of several phase 1 and phase 2 biotransformation genes. So it also increased the expression of antioxidant genes. And these results indicate that vitamin D is a significant factor in detoxification and protection against environmental factors. And like I said before, the vitamin D is really important because of these 2,700 receptor sites that you have within your body. And one of the things that inhibits vitamin D from being absorbed is having heavy metals. So next we have anhydrous caffeine, or caffeine anhydrous. It's a pure caffeine powder. It's a powerful nootropic. And some of the proposed benefits include it as a weight loss aids in weight loss, it increases alertness, it reduces fatigue, it increases brain function, and improved athletic performance. So this study here is about the association between caffeine consumption and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and this was a systemic review of and a meta-analysis. So in this study here, researchers evaluated whether caffeine has protective effects against non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And in the meta-analysis, it was found that the risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease in patients who drank coffee was actually significantly lower than those patients who did not. And there was also a significant decrease in risk of liver fibrosis among non-alcoholic fatty liver disease patients who drank coffee as compared to those who did not. Oh, I'm sorry, to those who did. And then we have turmeric. Turmeric is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. And by reducing inflammation and lowering oxidative stress in the body, it has significant potential to prevent and treat chronic diseases and other ailments. And many benefits of turmeric include improved memory. It helps to flush out the liver of toxins. It fights free radicals. It helps to lower the risk of heart disease, fights off depression, and can even prevent cancer and may even reduce pain. Well, I know for a fact it definitely reduces pain because turmeric is an amazing supplement. So here is the efficacy of turmeric or curcumin turmeric on liver enzymes in patients with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And this is also a systematic review of a randomized controlled trial. And here researchers evaluated the efficacy of turmeric supplementation on liver enzymes in patients with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And in the meta-analysis of 4 randomized controlled studies that included 288 patients, it showed the trend towards significant reduction of alanine aminotransferase, which is ALT. It's a blood concentration in the subgroups of greater than 1,000 milligrams per day of curcumin supplementation. And there's also significant reduction of the aspartate aminotransferase, the AST, in the study in 8 weeks administration. We have actually had many case studies showing reversal of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Then we have N-Acetyl L-Tyrosine. This is a nootropic. It's derived from L-Tyrosine, which is an amino acid that builds neurotransmitters that are crucial for brain health. And its potential benefits include boosting cognition, increasing alertness, improves your mood, reduces stress. It also increases dopamine levels, and it treats and or manages ADHD. And here is another study. And in this study here is the antioxidant L-tyrosine. And as a monophenolic and L-dopamine as a diphenolic amino acids were investigated by using different antioxidant assays. And what they're showing here is the inhibition of the lipids, peroxidation, and of the linoleic acid emulsions, and in addition to the L-tyrosine and L-dopa, and the effects of the the scavenging and the total ferric ions, reducing the power of metal chelating and the ferrous ions activity. So that was a really interesting study to read through. It's quite detailed, but let me go here now. Oh, that's it.